What's up, everybody? Welcome to Thrive INDEPTH. I'm your boy, the man, Stallitix. INDEPTH is a series that we talk to the artists of monthly artists about what they're doing, the projects, indefinitely. So, I don't even know if indefinitely is a word, but I'm gonna use it anyway. But our artist we're talking to today is emcee, newly father,
Gang.
prolific writer,
Gang.
goes by K Balla.
Ooh.
K the Jedi. Khari Burton. What's up, brother?
What's good, man?
How you doing?
I'm
Good?
good, brother.
Good. Look good, man.
Thank you, man. You too.
No,
You too.
thank you. You know, black
Yeah.
men, we're
Hey,
doing it
you
right.
feel me?
We're doing
You
it
feel
right.
me?
Right.
Yes, sir.
Right. Yeah. So, I want to thank you for being here with us.
Thanks for having me.
Reaching out. You've been putting in a lot of work.
Yeah.
How has COVID affected that? You're being be as an artist right now?
Bro, a lot. I would say more good than bad. We kind of talked about it a little bit off camera, but like, I think it, was like a reset for everyone, and it forced me personally to get creative, even more creative, think outside the box, and even just sharpen my pen and sharpen my concepts and really take the time to formulate, new stuff and better stuff. So I think, given the circumstances as the world, of course, it was like, I don't want to say it in a selfish sense, but like I felt it was great for me, you know what I'm saying? But as an artist, so yeah, man.
And like you said, it's like, some people say it's not a bad thing. A lot of people say it's not really a bad thing what's going on. I mean, a lot of artists are not performing unless you're doing live stream.
Right.
Do you find yourself being more focused and more deliberate with creating music?
I would say, yeah. At first though, when like it first hit, like when COVID first hit, I was like blocked. Like I couldn't really, like, I don't know. It was just like no inspiration. Cause me, I get inspiration when I like talk to people and when I'm out in the world and like experiencing things, rubbing shoulders with different people, having different conversations with, different individuals. So when it first hit, I felt like just boxed in and trapped and really just in my thoughts. And it took some time for me to, kind of like muddle through all that, and figure things out. So, yeah, I think, I forget what you even said, bro. Like, I be going off everywhere. But yeah, I mean, like, honestly, at the end of the day, it was just like, I think it did, it helped me really dig deeper, you know what I'm saying? And really give people like more of me and more of like my inner thoughts and how I really see the world. So yeah.
I mean, you created your last project, I forgot. Damn, what's your project called?
Yeah, This Is How We Feel. Yeah.
This Is How We Feel. Yeah. So you have This Is How We Feel Trapped Act 1.
Absolutely.
You have a lot of inspiration, by trap music. T.I.'s whole album in one song. You even say, 24. You quote that chorus. Yeah. How has that influenced your art? Or at least that album.
My pop's like big hip hop head, and so that album got introduced to me like when I was real young, bro. I think I was like 9 or 10, 04, something like that. But it was the energy behind it that he gave, and T.I. was like that artist that was like the first one really like giving people detailed things of like, he coined like the whole trap, the trap name, you know what I'm saying, and brought it to music. And so just the energy behind that, and I wanted to like kind of pay homage to it, at the same time showing my side of it, because I don't trap, I don't sell drugs, but I've been around that type of stuff, like my family, like I got family that's been locked up and because of those things, and I wanted to kind of tell my perspective from that, you know what I'm saying, of seeing that and also relating it to like my music, you know what I'm saying, how as an artist it can seem like you're trapped in like this cycle of just trying to be a better artist and trying to be, you know, your next move, your next creative venture, like, you know what I'm saying? And it's like kind of becomes like a cycle, and you kind of lose sight of like, you know, the bigger picture. So that's kind of what I was like trying to like be honest with that track, you know?
Right. Now, did you like that whole trap of you being the artist, you feel like you're trapped in like kind of like a cycle?
Yeah, absolutely.
Did you, when I first got introduced to you, you did all that?
Yeah.
Was that your first? Was that your first single?
That was my first single, yeah.
Where did you see like the growth or like that whole like trap feeling from all that going into the Skywalker EP to going to different singles you came out with to Act 1 of This Is the Way We Feel?
Yeah, progression, bro. Just learning and, you know, growing. I knew I always think ahead to a certain degree, but I'm always like adapting. So when I first like dropped my first single, I knew like it was real strategic. Like I didn't really want to necessarily make that song. Shout out to my little sister, because she was like, bro, get on that beat. Like that's a dope, and you could do a video for it. Right. So which I did, and it did well. And I think that's what got people kind of like tapped into what I had going on. And then I went on to like, you know, drop my first EP, my Cincinnati joint, and then just kind of building off that momentum from doing something called like based off the city that I'm from. Yeah. And then moving on to, you know, Skywalker EP, like you said, and then the other thing. So I just think I'm just trying to take steps of like growth, you know what I'm saying, and digging deeper each time, like with my creativity and like, you know, my concepts and things like that. So it's a process though, bro. It's always changing.
Let's go back to the Cincinnati EP.
Yeah.
I think, you know, you had all that. And I think all that was it's very, I would not even say playful, but it's very marketable. Very
exactly. And
talk about the women, you just giving love to the women. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Cincinnati had that different grit though. It had you being very intentional, very more serious, and you're pushing the pen because and I liked that. Was that the vision for you with that EP?
Absolutely, man. Cause I knew like I had to do something at least, cause nobody knew who I was. You know what I'm saying? I had a group of friends that knew I could rap. You know what I'm saying? Cause I've been rapping since I was very young, and I always just rap, you know, throughout my high school, you know, journey and things like that. But I wanted to do something that was like, all right, let me get my city at least tapped into me first. You know what I'm saying? At least let them know what I'm doing. Right. You know, so dropped all that joint, and then I'm like, my next step was like, how can I, you know, really get into the scene? How can I really get in? Cause I was like, bro, like it's some talent out here, and I'm going to shows. You know, I was out at shows. People probably didn't even know who I was, cause like I was just going to people's shows and just watching. You know what I'm saying? Just seeing how things was moving in the city, cause it was an underground scene brewing from like 2018 and to now. You know, and I ain't dropped Cincinnati till 2019. So I took that whole year just like plotting, just looking how things was going. And I'm like, I want to do something that's like for my city. And also at the same time, I want it to be like my story, you know what I'm saying? Like something that was like from my perspective. So on Cincinnati, you hear a lot of those things, like how I grew up, things that I've seen while growing up here, but also doing like something enjoyable, making enjoyable, fun tracks. And also tracks that a lot of people can, you know, gravitate to. You know, I don't try to like stay in one lane, you know what I'm saying? Right. So that was like my whole thought process. Like it was strategic as hell, bro. Like I really look back and be like, damn, like I was really like, you know, like strategic with how I like approach things with it. So right. Yeah, man.
And I mean, I think it resonated, man, because I mean, and it's just from my point of view and like the, you know, circles I was running with, you know, still running with, it's like we were watching, it's like, oh, this dude's tight. He's real dope, you know, real, you know, it's not, you know, cornball or not. He's not trying to rap for clout. It's like you're saying what you're saying. You have intention with the words you say. Yeah. And I think it's resonating through all your projects you're putting out now. Like going to the Skywalker EP, you know, this is the way we feel. Yeah. Act 1, going to do, you know, Act 2. Yeah. You said something interesting when we did the questionnaire. You said that you want to mix the importance of mixing that old school feel of real lyricism, but don't be preachy like old heads.
Yeah.
But being accepting to the wave of
Absolutely,
rap.
bro. I think that's important. I think our generation, we're in a good spot to be a bridge. You know what I'm saying? And I see a lot of guys in our city doing it well, man. Like, we stay true to like what hip hop was. You know what I'm saying? Storytelling, being innovative, thinking outside the box, creativity, but also not harping on that, not being stuck in the past so much to where like holds you back. I'm a firm believer, like knowing where you come from so you can like create something better. Like we're all just building off of the people that laid the foundation, you know what I'm saying, to make it better. And like you said, like I never want to be like preachy or, come off as like, oh, you have to rap like this, like, you know what I'm saying? And cause every music it's energy, bro. So everything is, a part of it to a sense, I just want it to be authentic, if whatever you're doing, make it authentic and make it real, make it true to you. Don't lie, you know what I'm saying? Like, be honest. But like you said, at the end of the day, bro, it's about really just being innovative and doing something different, bro,
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. And I think you've been doing that. I mean, I commend you for how you put on shows with your family, Be the Best brand.
Yeah, man. Thank
I remember you put my bandmate Jay Hill on the show.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Wow,
cause I'm critical. Like you can ask him, I'm very critical of how people put shows on. Cause a lot of people just curators or promoters, they just, okay, I just got money to do this, put artists, but there's no direction.
Yeah.
But you were really, I noticed I was watching you were with the DJ, you're like, okay, who's next? Make sure everyone has their music. And I really respect the hell out of that. Because like people just think, oh, I can just put people on with no direction and guidance.
Right.
And you put a lot of people on. Like Papagora,
Man, it was a dope lineup, bro.
It's a dope lineup. Arts OTA, I remember that show.
Yeah,
Great show. Black Sun was there. I remember dope people.
Yeah, bro.
Always, I'm using the word attention a lot because I see that energy with you. Very intentional. With, creating and being, putting hands on everything you're doing at your live shows and in your music. How do you want that to impact, Cincinnati? How do you want that to impact the world? And do you think that's going to reverberate back to Cincinnati? Like, okay, he does this here.
Yeah, absolutely, bro. I'm a firm believer in like putting your flag in your city, man, and like really like, making a name for yourself in your city and doing things for others. You know what I'm saying? Doing things because at the end of the day, if we have one person pop off and really do it the right way though, you know what I'm saying? Really, that helps everyone, you know what I'm saying? And like, I'm just a firm believer in that and like really just creating an atmosphere of just like collaboration and, so like you said with the shows and things, like I wanted those specific artists like to come through because I've seen them kill it. Every single last one of them, I've seen them kill it in their own way. And it's important, bro, because it reflects, you're a reflection of your city when you leave, you know what I'm saying? And like when you do other things, unless you just like completely disregarding it. But yeah, man, it's just a thing. Like you said, I'm intentional about like when I do certain things. So it's always about knowing what like made you, you know what I'm saying? Like family, bro, like, cause I wouldn't do that to my family, you know what I'm saying? If I left, and I would never forget my family who created me, my mom, my dad, my people around me, the people that influenced me. So it's the same concept, bro. Yeah. I take that with everything, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Oh, definitely, yeah,
bro.
Yeah. With family, Be the Best brand, You have Banks Rebel, new R&B artist, Cam, right?
Camila 15, yeah.
Camila 15. Yeah. How did that come about? What was like, we have to do this?
Yeah,
what was that, we had to do it?
It was a process, man. Mind you, like I didn't release my first music till 2018. My first single didn't come out till 2018. And beforehand, I was just rapping, putting freestyle videos up, on the gram and like just trying to build some type of following. And it was like, the Be the Best came from like my grandfather. After he passed away, it became like what it was because he used to always say those 3 words to me, like, when I'm about to play like a basketball game or so, you know, like that was just him. Like he always said that be the best. Everything you do, be the best that you can be. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like a cocky thing. It's just like a more so like a internal thing. You know what I'm saying? Being better than you was before. So after he passed away, I just started making that my brand, and then things started forming. Me and Banks went to college together, and I didn't know he did music. He didn't know I did music, but he had hit me up one day on some, like the production side, like cause he was like in school for making beats. Like,
oh really?
Yeah, so he wanted to like make beats for me.
I know that.
Yeah, he wanted.
Crazy.
He wanted to make. He did not want to rap, and like he had played a beat, and like he had rapped over, and I heard he tried to like hurry up and pause. I'm like, nah, bro, play that. Like, let me hear that. And then like the stuff he was saying like was just like, yo, I was like, bro, you need to rap, bro. Like you can make beats too, but I'm like, dog, you should like really like in the studio, like come. And this was around the time I got my own studio. Like I was really like, I invested into like my own mic, my own equipment and stuff. And I was like recording at my house. And like, I told him to come through, and then that's how that relationship happened.
Right.
And then with my cousin, well, Rebel, she's my cousin. If nobody didn't know, she's my cousin. She been rapping since like she was 7, like, you know what I'm saying? She was in like a kid group that was supposed to like get like a Disney Channel like record deal.
Oh really?
Yeah, they were called Neon, like they were like a teen group. Okay. And preteen group, and they were like really doing like, you know, really good stuff. And then she broke up with the group and she completely stopped doing music. Like, you know what I'm saying? Other things started happening, but I remember that and I'm like, cuz like, you need to get back in the studio. This was like, at this point I'm like seeing like, I'm like, all right, let's really like form a team, cause like you need a team, bro. Right. Like, you need people around you, like-minded people around you. And so I'm like, let's go, like, cuz let's do it. And she was like kind of hesitant at first, but I'm like, I'm persistent though. Like, I don't care. Like, I will hit you up. You know what I'm saying? I do not care to hit people up. And like, you know what I'm saying? If I really want something. So I kept hitting her up, and she was like, all right, I'm gonna come to the studio. And then like, she laid down the track. She heard her voice back again for like the first time in like 8 years, bro. Like, and she was like, she fell in love all over again. Word. So that's how it was. That's how that happened. And then just like the idea of like a record label, you know, cause I know a lot of people think like it's like, this is like, we're really like an official record label, because it's all about protecting our creativity and like having business in place for when those times do come, when it's like, we want to partner with a bigger distribution label or something, you know, just having that creative control in place already. That's my biggest thing, you know, and not being like having to sacrifice my integrity and, you know what I mean, things like that. So I just wanted that in place, and that's how we moving now. And now it's just constant progression, bro. Just trying to find new ways to, you know, be better. So
I feel that.
Yeah,
I feel that. I resonate that heavy.
Word.
Yeah, you're a new father now. How's that impacting you as a man and as a I mean, even as an artist?
Bro, it puts a whole different perspective on things, bro. It's like, it's scary. Also, it's like, it's tough though. It's really tough because like now, like, cause I'm used to like just being able to do whatever I want to do, like being out late, you know, at shows, and being out late in the studio and things like that. Like, but now I can't really do that as much, because like, you know, I have to be a great partner and also like a great father, you know what I'm saying? But it's great though, because it gives me more, I'm more business minded, even more, like, you know what I'm saying? Even when it comes to reciprocating that energy towards people, like I respect people's prices and not trying to get over, you know, like not get over, but not trying to like do things for like free, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, and respecting that from other people and also expecting them to respect that from me, you know what I'm saying? Because like, it's more structured in the sense of like, just like a business mindset, you know what I'm saying? And being more intentional again on how I'm like moving, because now I have a child, I have someone I'm responsible for, you know? So just that, and also just like, I'm less selfish now. I see like I'm starting to be like more unselfish, so it's cool though, bro. It's fun as hell. Yeah. It's fun as hell.
How do you balance that? Like, you know, artists, we are selfish people. We want our time to, yeah. How do you balance that? You know, especially with, you know, with your partner and with your, you know, your child.
Yeah, it's tough, man. Just communication. Yeah. You know what I mean? And being organized. My organization was like terrible, like at first, but now I have to have a schedule. You know what I'm saying? I'm plotting things out. I have a calendar. I'm putting things into my calendar. Even being more so willing to just hop on meetings with like my team, like on FaceTime or like, you know, like on a call, on a Zoom call, whatever, and just being more organized, bro.
Being more
you know what I'm
intentional.
saying? Just
There we go.
being more. I think that's the word of this meeting, bro.
The word of the day,
interview, bro.
intentional.
It's just like
intention.
It's intentional. That's the word of the
Yeah,
day.
be
Word of the day,
intentional.
intentional.
Work with intention. It's funny.
Yeah, bro. 'Cause we keep saying it.
But I mean, but you said it right on the head, like communication.
Yeah.
I think that's with any relationship, with any, you know, especially with children.
Yeah.
With your, you know, with brand, be the best. You got to communicate. You know, what I'm saying, with whoever you're working with, you got to communicate. But you went to Walnut Hills.
Ha.
A whole bunch of
Gang.
you have a whole bunch of rappers. You have Roberto. You have
Gang.
Jay Hill, who's
Gang.
my, you know,
Yeah.
part of this
The
band
homies,
called
bro.
POC. I don't know who they are.
Whoever those crazy guys.
Those guys are. Yeah, Crooks for a little bit.
Yeah.
Allen for Prez
Crazy.
went there for a little bit, you know. Mars, I mean, we can go, a list can go on. Ziza, you know.
Yeah.
How, like, what can you take away from that? Like,
Bro, I don't even know.
yeah.
It's weird. And it's like, I don't know. It's like, bro, the talent that we saw come out of like Walnut is like, not even like just music, bro. It's like other people doing crazy stuff too, crazy talented things. But like, I don't know, I just think it shows like, I mean, schools just need to start fostering that, you know what I'm saying? Like we didn't have that outlet at Walnut. It was just strictly like education and sports, you know what I'm saying? Like being like, rather like a SCPA is like, you know, fostering that like just creativity, bro. Like I think we could have all been like doing something even crazier by now if we were like, oh, you know, in it like at a younger age, bro. So I don't know, it's dope though to see everybody like doing their thing from Walnut.
I mean, it's dope. It is, like you said, it is dope. Like
#1 school in Ohio.
Yeah.
Say that.
Y'all run stuff. Like I can't go anywhere. Like my brother, he's from Walnut Hills. You know, he went to Walnut Hills. And then like anybody I just like who runs something, I was like, what school you went to? Walnut Hills. Like, okay.
Damn.
Y'all run stuff. It's like between y'all and like Woodward and SCPA.
Yeah.
Y'all run stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. This is the way we feel. Act One. Am I saying that?
This is how we feel.
This is how we feel. Okay. Sorry.
It's cool, bro. You got the feel part. That's the biggest
I can
thing.
feel right.
That's the biggest thing about it.
Sorry. This is how we feel. Act One. It had like a southern feel, but also had very, very soulful R&B. It's like I hear it. You know, if a tree falls, like that's the first track. It's very, very R&B. Very it's very smooth. Not R&B, just very smooth.
Yeah.
How is this going to be a different Act Two?
It's gonna be a lot different.
Yeah.
In the sense of like, the story continues, which I'm excited about for people to hear how it continues. But sonically, it's gonna be more, I would say more upbeat, even more grittier, but some more banging beats. Because I look at it like Star Wars, bro. You know, I look at, this is a trilogy.
Right.
Like, you know, we love that Star Wars stuff. I look at it like a trilogy, and in a trilogy, you started off with like this fun, like smooth, like, you know, like cool little thing. Then second, it gets dark. You know what I mean? That second chapter gets dark. It gets like really like gritty. And that's what I'm looking for to do with Act Two, man. It's just gonna be like, it's gonna be a lot of bangers on there, bro. Like some banger potential, but still staying true to the concept.
Right.
You know what I mean? Within that realm. So.
Okay, so this is your Empire Strikes Back.
This is my Empire Strikes Back.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Cool. Well, Khari, brother, thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thanks for having me, brother.
Well, that's it. This is Thrive INDEPTH. I'm your boy Stallitix. Stick tuned for the whole month. Khari is going to drop, vinyl wall performance. He's going to do a music video. I want to thank y'all for tuning in and drink some water.
Yes.
Peace.